First, I want to say the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to connect with you on a deeper level. If you watch my content, you know I post comedic, fun, wholesome content. But life always isn't sunshine and rainbows. Okay, we all know that. So I'm going to share with you behind the scenes of what goes on in my day-to-day life and hope that maybe that resonates with you. Maybe you just like to listen. Maybe it helps me speaking that out, getting it out of my system. I don't know. I just want to share the things that I'm going through right now at 26, trying to pursue a career in content creation while working a full-time job, having a girlfriend. But I mean, I don't even really know where to start. I guess I think a cool, interesting part right here is if you can see where I'm at. This used to be, I mean, it still is. I use it for like TikToks and TikTok shop videos, or this is where I edit the YouTube videos. It's a studio, but formerly used as music. I used to do music. I did that for about like 2 years, and I don't know, it was fun at the time, but I might get back into it. But something like right now, it's not something I really want to like pursue and make it my full-time thing. And at the time, that's what the dream was. And I don't know, I let that go. I think now reflecting on it, I think it was more so of a building block to be the person I am now, because I was always afraid of like what people think, or I tried to fit in and be somebody that I wasn't because I was afraid to be the person I actually was. I mean, quite honestly, the music I created, when I listen to it now, some of it's like booty cheeks. Some of it's real bad. There's handfuls of songs where like I'll still listen to them till this day. But for the most part, it was just a bunch of nonsense, really. But I think that helped me understand that it helped me get out of my shell. It helped me understand that I don't need to care what people think. I'm going to do what I want to do, you know? And I enjoyed making the music. There was feelings behind those words when I rapped them, sang them. And I think having the courage to be able to create something and put it in this world free for people to judge, I think that takes a lot of courage and a lot of credit to that person. And I think having the courage to be able to create something and put it out into this world for people to judge is something very like impactful as a person, like for an individual. That's gonna build your character. So I think now, like looking back at it, that's why I did music, or that's why God had me do music, was to build that trait of being comfortable with what I'm creating. I think that's why when I first started doing these vlogs, it wasn't the first time I've done it before in the past, but it's just gotten so much, it was like secondhand nature basically, because I've already been through that aspect where I'm creating something and putting it out to the world. But anyways, that's where we're at to sum that up. But I guess in reality, where I was going with that is that there's so many things that I've started and like they haven't worked out, you know, maybe not even necessarily worked out. I just gave up on them. They didn't interest me no more, didn't care for it. As to where with vlogging and doing content creation and the TikTok shop videos, like I love it, man. I love doing it. I love making the videos. I love editing the videos. I love rewatching the videos. I love thinking of the ideas for videos, whether that's long form, short form, TikTok shop, like everything about it, I just enjoy doing. Right now, currently, I've hit this roadblock. So I'm 26, I turned 27 in April. So I guess that would be like, I guess right now I'm 26 and a half. I still live with my parents. My financials they're better. They're better because like I'm now in this like panic situation, but I'm still I have like just over 8,000 in debt, bad debt. I'm stuck in between, like I have my dream, right? I have my dream, this goal that I want to achieve so badly, but I don't know where it ends. I don't know how to get there. I don't know how long it's gonna take or if it even works out, it's bad to say that. But I think every entrepreneur, any person that has some crazy goal that is outside of the norm, there's always going to be that little bit of doubt in their mind of what if this doesn't work out, you know? But then I always try to tell myself, what if it does? I mean, I have this vision of where I want to be. And if that happened, life would be ridiculous. Life would be crazy. Like I can't even fathom living that life. I can see it. I can see it and I can imagine it, but like it's not here right now. I think another thing is like I don't really know anybody personally that's close to that type of lifestyle that I want. Not even lifestyle, just like chasing that goal. I live within the Joliet area, and I don't know if you know who CJ on 32s is. He's around the Joliet area. I've seen him in public a couple times, never talked to him personally. I watch his YouTube videos and like just the way, I don't know, just knowing that there's someone else literally right here in the same city as me doing almost exactly what I want to do is a little motivating. You know, Gabe Farrell as well. I think I looked it up. I think he was born in Kentucky, I want to say, or Tennessee or something like that. He was born somewhere over there. And then he used to live over here by me. Used to always drive the big ass truck with the dually on the back. It was bigger than than the lane. It was bigger than the lane. And he'd get pulled over all the time. I'd see him, but yeah, he lives in like Indiana now or something. But all right, so I paused the video over here because it keeps playing ads and I don't know if I'll get like copyrighted or something like that. So I'm just gonna pause it like that. But anyways, just knowing that there's people around here that have reached the goals that I want to reach as well shows me that it's possible. It is most certainly possible. Anybody in this world, no matter what they do, they're no different than you are. They were born the same. They bleed the same, they breathe the same, they eat the same. Everything about each other is the same. It's just a matter of doing what they did to get to where they are now. But for me, I don't know those steps. I have no idea. I'm just doing what I feel is right. And it's kind of hard to like, I mean, imagine I like blindfolded you, right? And I gave you a dart. I said, hey, there's a dartboard in front of you. But then I spun you around like 20 times. You know there's a dartboard somewhere, and you know if you throw it, like, but like, you don't know exactly where to throw it, you know, and that's where I'm at. I know where I want to go, and I'm taking the steps that I feel are necessary to get there, but there's always like this voice in my head that's almost like, what if everything you're doing is the wrong steps? You know what I'm saying? Basically, what I'm getting at is I don't have the blueprint. I don't have the blueprint. Most things you do, somebody's already done, and like, it's right there. For instance, think about when you get a new job. Someone trains you how to do the exact job. Imagine they just put you out there. It would take you a while to figure out exactly what to even do, yet alone all the little things that they might share with you that they learned on the way. Where they're like, hey, when I was getting trained and I started doing this job, I found out that it's easier to do this like this than try to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that saves you so much time because they just told you. There's two ways I look at it. It's almost like I don't know what I'm doing and this might turn into nothing. There's that possibility. But also, it's kind of a blessing that I'm going through all these things because I get to experience that. You know, if they gave you the blueprint of how to become famous just like that, you could do it tomorrow if you just follow these steps. I don't think it would be as fulfilling as if you figured out how to do it yourself. It also depends on your goals. I mean, I'm getting at a point where I'm getting fairly desperate, to be honest. I wouldn't say desperate. That might be a harsh term, but I feel this like obligation that I've been putting so much work into this that I deserve something, some just traction. I don't deserve $1 million by any means, but something. But the reality is like, that's not how it works. You know, people, like you look at Mr. Beast, he spent hours, he's figured out the algorithm, like he knows what he's doing. He spent the time to get to where he is now, you know, and I'm only 6 months in. I'm not gonna get Mr. Beast's numbers, you know what I'm saying? So obviously it's a time game. But here's the thing, if we go back to what I said earlier, I still live with my parents, I'm in debt, and I have a girlfriend. She's beautiful and amazing. I wanna marry her one day, have kids with her one day. And I'm at a point, I mean, I'm 26, turning 27. My aunts, uncles, my parents, they all had kids and like basically started their family around the 33 age range. Okay, so technically that would be what? 6 years? I have 5-6 years from this moment right now to be equivalent as to they were. For some reason, I feel pressured. Like I need to have a house right now. I need to get married right now. I need to have kids right now. Like I need to have all these things right now. And right now, pursuing content creation career is not getting me the income needed to support that right now. It will later down the road. But right now, it is not producing the income, making me feel like I'm just wasting my time, that I should go get a better paying job. And I was thinking about, I would say I still even am, looking at like trades, particularly electrician trade, because like that's the only one that really interests me. I was thinking about like, I don't know, I was looking at them. I would say electrician is probably the number one that I would look into. But I'm not bashing on like the electricians or anything like that when I say this, but my soul, like my mind is telling me, if you go become an electrician, you're gonna get paid money. Right, like even right off the rip. Great benefits, everything. And then 5 years after your apprenticeship, like you're making like what, 60 an hour? Like that's ridiculous. But like my soul, my heart is telling me that like I'm selling myself short. That like I'm basically giving up, and I can't determine, because I also feel like I can do both. But when I think about doing both, the thing that comes into my mind is an apprenticeship for an electrician is 5 years. Basically any trade is like 3 to 5 years. Okay, 3 to 5 years is a lot of time, and you have to commit yourself to 3 to 5 years. Okay, so is me, like I don't feel like I can commit myself to something for 3 to 5 years that I'm not necessarily passionate about. I'm just doing it because I feel like I need to have these things right now in my life and I need the money for it. As to where if you look at like me chasing my passion and like enjoying what I'm doing now with the content creation, although it's not benefiting me right now, it's the stepping stones for something in the future. But that's where I come into the fork of the road, because it feels like everything needs to happen right now and I'm not getting it right now. And I could wait in the future, but I don't know if I would have the ability to obtain those things in the future. Like you can always make more money and stuff like that, but there's only so much time till you can have kids. Now, I look at life in a completely different way, I think, than maybe the people I'm surrounded by, at least. I feel like I'm very creative. I don't look at status. Like, we all die, okay? And for me, working a job, for me, doesn't logically make sense when you only have one life. Like, yes, you need a source of income. Don't get me wrong, you need to make money in this world. But like, showing up to the same place every day for 40 years to do the same thing does not logically make sense to me when you're only here for such a small period of time. I wanna leave this earth knowing like I made a footprint, like a crazy impact. Like I did something more than the average person. I took the chance, I took the risk, I went through the battles, I fought through the dark times, I figured it out, I found the way. Like I feel like there's more to life than just going to work, getting money, and paying for your stuff. You know, like there's more to that. Think about learning. The amount of stuff I have learned over the past 7 years from doing music, e-commerce, content creation, TikTok shop, like different little side businesses and stuff like this. I think I found a lot about myself and found out a lot about like reality and business. And the thing is, like, when I started doing TikTok shop and I made my first sale, that was like the light bulb in my head that it's possible. This is a real thing. Like, I just made $5. If I just multiply that by 1,000 times, I'm making $5,000 a month through TikTok shop. When I had my, when I was doing e-commerce, that was a skincare brand called Lumiere. And I got a sale from, I live in Illinois, I got a sale from California. And I was like, oh my God, someone from California purchased my product. And like, it was so crazy to me because how I got that sale was I created the product, I made the website, I marketed the product through advertisements. They probably saw the advertisement, ordered the product, and I shipped it out. Like that whole process to be able to make that money rather than just going and showing up and getting paid, I think is more fulfilling to me than, because you're putting more work and like you're figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to my job, they give me the blueprint of how to complete my job. So it's not like I'm necessarily figuring out how to make the money. I'm just getting the money by completing the task. As to where with content creation or e-commerce or anything like that, you're creating the system to earn the money rather than like working for the money, if that makes any sense. But that's one of the issues is like right now, so recently I've been so stuck in this like rut of like, what do I do with my life? You know, like I want to move out, I want to start my family, yada yada yada. I want to do all these things right now. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the housing for that. None of that. I could change all that fairly quickly by joining a trade. Very quickly. But then again, that's a huge commitment. I'm gonna be spending the next 5 years learning something I don't even really necessarily care about, just for money. But then on the other hand, I've been doing this thing for 6 months and it has grown. I'm not trying to take away from that. That's another thing, is that like I struggle to pat myself on the back when I deserve it. I started this YouTube channel and, well, I did it through music and then I switched it up. So at the time I started doing the vlogs and stuff like that, I think I had like 640 subs, something like that. And now we're over 800, over 200 new subs in a matter of 6 months. TikTok, I think I was at like 1,300 and now I'm at like 5.5K, 4,000 more followers there. The growth is there. But every time you get to a new echelon, for me at least, I'm always telling myself I can do better, I can do more. It's kind of a weird situation. I have asked my friend Chroma if you've seen him, and he's the one that actually performs at the electric shows that I show you. You guys know him, Chroma, yeah. And I tell him, like, will it ever be enough? Like, think about like Mr. Beast. I'm sure he's even like, I could get like 20 million more. I can get 20 million more. Even though he's like almost the number one subbed, I don't know, he might be, but he's like the number one sub person on YouTube. I know that he's thinking that he can do more, for a fact. And if I know he feels like he hasn't done enough, well, maybe I can't speak for him, but either way, right now for me, it feels like I haven't done enough and I can do more, which is 100% true. I can do more, but it's just such a weird point in life I'm in right now. I got some wine over here. I have people that support me 100%. Julian, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Guy I work with at Granger, Julian, he comes up to me like at least once a week and he's like, hey man, I saw your YouTube video. I fuck with it. Like, it's fire. Like, keep going, dude. Like, don't stop. Keep going. And when he says that, like, I don't know, it's just so heartwarming knowing that like people actually watch my videos and find it cool and interesting. And he did mention that because he had asked me what type of camera I use, so he was thinking about buying one, and being able to not even directly tell him like, hey, you should get a camera and start recording yourself. Just him seeing me doing it inspired him to do it, you know, and who knows how many other people are out there. I think that's so cool to be able to have that ability throughout my life. You know, how many people have I inspired or could inspire if I keep doing YouTube? I think that's another part of why I would feel like if I stopped, I'm not only am I quitting on myself, but I'm quitting on those who believe in me and, you know, I've inspired, you know, so like it's also not just about me. But then also at the same time, I feel like there are some vultures out there, I guess, that it might not even be true. It might just be all in my head, but I feel like this sense of like people are watching me, waiting for me to fail, waiting for me to give up, waiting to see what happens. Is he gonna blow up? Is he not? Is he just gonna give up and become a nobody? What's gonna happen? It's a lot of pressure. Even though it's not directly here, I can sense it. It's an energy, and I feel the pressure of trying to do something that is so outside of the norm, and people don't understand me. They don't get it. Like it's not an easy thing to explain. I can paint the picture for you, but you're not gonna see what I see. You're not gonna understand what I'm thinking about. You know, it's not that simple. You know, it's tough because the things for me, like, I don't want to talk about the baseball game or the football game that happened last Sunday. Like, that stuff is irrelevant. All the small talk is irrelevant to what I'm trying to do. I want to talk about ideas, ways we can make the channel grow. What ideas do you have that I can help you create and make your reality? What could we invent? What could we have start trending? Like, all these creative ideas. I want to talk about creative things. I don't want to talk about somebody else living out their dream. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't even know us. And it makes you feel, well, at least for me, it makes me feel very alone. Very alone. I am surrounded by tons of people who care about me, whether it's friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers, whatever. I don't really expect them to care about me, but in a sense, I'm sure they care about me in some way. I'm surrounded by a lot of people But the reality is, like, I feel so alone because people don't understand what, like, I feel, what I'm trying to do. I know that there's some that are out there. It's hard to explain because if I explain this to somebody and you don't get it, the line draws there. You don't get it. You don't understand. When I talk to Chroma and I tell him exactly how I feel, he's like, dude, what you're saying is literally how I would put it into words. And that's why I enjoy talking to him, because we have the same language, basically. And when everybody goes right and you go left, you're obviously going to be alone 100%. And how you cope with that is such a difficult thing, because I don't know, I think I cope with it kind of in a bad way. I kind of seclude myself. I feel like I'm alone, so I'm just gonna accept that I'm alone and let it be that way. I don't engage with people. I don't feel the energy that have like could I be more open to conversations and talk about things? Yes. But it is an effort for me. It doesn't come out of passion because I don't care about it. I have people at work who come to me and talk about baseball or the Bears or something like that. And for me, it's just like hard to have those conversations because I don't care at all about that. But that is like the norm for most people. That's what they want to talk about, which is not an issue. But for me, I don't want to talk about that. So when you bring it up, I can't be passionate about it. I'm just gonna be, hey, did you see the Bears game yesterday? No. Oh, well, what's his name had a crazy touchdown. Cool. What does that have to do with my life? What does him getting a touchdown have anything to do with me? Don't care. I care about what I'm doing, what I'm building for myself, the people around me, the people I'm inspiring. What am I putting into this world? That's what I care about. That's one of the other things, is like just feeling so alone. Now, I will say, having been around Chroma more often, and he has helped me see the other side, that there's a bunch of people like right around here that have the same goals and aspirations that I do. It's just a matter of connecting with those people and putting yourself in that group. I don't know, I think I've always been like not a shy person, just not introvert either. What would it be called? There's a word for it, but I just like to keep to myself. I don't bother nobody. I just want to do my thing and let me do my thing. But the reality is, in this content creation realm, which is basically business, I have no choice but to have to start making connections. And I wouldn't say have to start, like that is a necessity. That's something that I need to grow about my personality and myself, is that I need to be able to go out and start talking to people and making connections and building relationships and having this person meet that person and being in that workspace, you know? And I'm kind of there. I'm making a name for myself, but I could do more, which I might actually have to talk to Chroma on how I can be more, because he does it so well. He just goes up and talks to somebody, and it's so easy. For me, it's a difficult process for me, but yeah, it's just like, that's all the things. Like, you feel alone. You don't know if this is going to work out. You're afraid. I'm 26, thinking I should be somewhere else than where I am right now, but I know God has put a timeline for each and one of us for a specific reason. I pray every night and I tell God, thank you for putting me through what you're putting me through, because you have a will. I don't know what it is. I don't need to know what it is, but I know that what you're putting me through is necessary for me to get or become to where you need me to be. And I feel like if he's putting these thoughts of doing content creation, inspiring others, being able to provide for family at a vast amount, and I think that, like, you don't pick your dream. I think your dream picks you, because I don't know where, I guess it's just an interest. Like, I don't know, I was just, well, if I really think about it, my parents, they did like baby videos all the time when I was like, I'm just starting to walk, to like maybe 5 years old, maybe around those ages, so like 4 years maybe. And when I was younger, I would just watch those videos over and over and over and over. I thought it was so cool, like watching those videos. I don't know. So like now I think I'm older, it's just the same thing. Like I enjoy I didn't make the baby videos, but I was in them. But now I'm making videos and I don't know, I just love watching it. Plus I'll be able to share this with my kids and my grandkids. They'll be able to see everything that I've went through at 26. Like I wish I seen what my grandparents went through at 26, or my parents, or my aunt and uncle, and I think it would be so cool to see that, the good and the bad. But I mean, I guess that pretty much really sums it up right now. I do feel a little bit better kind of talking about it. If you're still watching this video, I appreciate you taking the time to hear everything that I have to say, and you know, it really means a lot. And I hope that I can build a deeper, meaningful connection with this world. Not even from me to you, but from us as a human species. I think especially now in today's day and age, like we are so divided. And I think if we just talk about the problems we have and really try to listen to each other and what we're going through, I hope that it would bring at least some form of unity together. You know, like I've always felt that I'm the vessel for that. I feel like I can change the world, that I can make something great out of what I'm doing. How I'm going to do it, I have no idea. But I can feel it in my heart and bones that I was made for something more than what I'm doing right now. What that will turn out to be, I don't know. But we will see. But I just wanted to get that out there and make a quick short video. And as always, I appreciate you watching so much. And until next time, peace.